You seem to have trouble with this one, but I think if you really think about it and pay attention to what I'm saying now, you can kind of understand the differences between dependent, independent, and independent variables, as well as controlled variables. First of all, let's go over what exactly the experiment is doing. So this guy Jacob, he has 3 bulldogs. He's going to give each one of his bulldogs a different brand of food. So each one of these bulldogs has a different brand of food. Let's highlight that. All right, now he wants to see the effects of the different foods on the dog's growth. One of these dogs ate puppy chow, another ate Purina, and the third bacon strips. Okay, so what is he testing here? He's testing the different brands of dog food. That is what's going to change from dog to dog to dog. That's the only thing that's going to change. Now, if you remember, the independent variable is the variable that changes. So a different brand of dog food should be your independent variable. So you should have wrote here different brands of dog food. That is your independent variable because that is what changes from dog to dog. Now, I did it in this order because I think it's easier to understand this way. Now, what is the dependent variable? Well, the dependent variable means dependent. It's dependent upon the independent variable. So this one is dependent upon this. This dependent variable is dependent upon this. So what in this experiment is dependent upon the different brands of food? Well, take a look. This is the dog's growth. Obviously, if he feeds 1 Purina and 1 bacon strips and 1 puppy chow, one dog may grow to be fat. The bacon strips dog may grow to be fat. Puppy chow dog may grow to be really thin. And maybe the Purina dog grows to be really strong. The dog's growth is the dependent variable because the dog's growth is dependent upon the different brands of food. So for this one, you should have had dog's growth because the dog's growth is dependent upon the different brands of food. Last but not least, we have what would be the controlled variables. Now, controlled variables are all of the rest of the stuff that stays the same. Anything else that stays the same. So we know the one thing that's changing is the different brands of food. What is staying the same? Well, first, we can put anything related to the dog's life. Whether it's the cage that they're in, the temperature of the room, hopefully I spelled that right, the amount of water, how often taken out. Also, we could also put, sorry, there was a little interruption, the amounts of food fed. These would all be controlled variables because these are all the aspects of the dog's life that has to stay the same for each dog. Everything in the dog's life needs to stay exactly the same or as much as we can get it except for one thing. And that one thing is the independent variable, which is the different brands of food. So I hope that you understood this. I explained it the best I could. Look at it again if you didn't get it.